Ready for orders.
The storm has raged long enough, and I feel
Ready for orders. Commander? We hunger for battle. None will escape. At your...
The day of reckoning has come, and when he opened the seventh seal, there was silence. Let them bathe in the warmth of the sun, for they are the faithful, the righteous, the strong. These words are true, as God is my witness. It is done.
Hey guys, Little Host here with another dank stream. Whoops. There we go. Today I was gonna stream Rome 2, but I decided not to because I was almost done my Western Roman Empire campaign. What you just saw, I just finished. So I've done both the Eastern and Western Roman campaigns and got a military victory for both, so I have to put that in my guide. I'm also going to be updating my Barbarian Kingdoms unit spotlight today. I cannot put one on a description for the Frank's Sword Hairband yet because I'm trying to come up with a really good one, because it's like the Franks are really hard to play as, but they're really rewarding at the same time once you get to master them. Anyway, enough about them. I want to just talk about the Romans really quickly. This stream is going to be short because there's not much to do on Attila. If you've played Attila for a while, you've probably figured that out. Anyway, so obviously the Roman Empire is split into two parts, and then of course there's the Roman expedition, which I'll go into in a minute. The Western Roman Empire covers like the western part of the world, mostly Europe. The eastern part covers the eastern part of the world, like modern day Turkey, modern day, actually I don't even think they have modern day Romania. They did occupy it once though, and so on. Anyway, let's start with the western part. I've talked about the Romans before. I haven't made a YouTube video for any of the factions. So depending on how many views this gets on YouTube, I might just put this into a unit spotlight. I mean, I might just make a faction video based on the Romans. So anyway, the Western Roman Empire relies more on their swords. Like, they have great faction-specific swords compared to the eastern part. The eastern part of the Roman Empire has tankier sword units. Well, actually, their best sword unit, it can't even tank. Like, their core sword unit has great armor, great health. Not that cost effective in melee, but very cost effective if you can tank out engagements, which you can. But anyway, the western part does have great sword units, great faction specific sword units like the Elite Palatina. I would not consider either of these two units cost effective. Armigeri Defensores definitely are cost effective. They have 10 less health than Legio Comitatenses, but make up for it with 40 attack, 55 defense, and now the Romans have shield walls, so you can use that too. And then of course the Ballistari. Skirmishers, in my opinion, they have better skirmishers than the eastern part. In fact, yeah, they do. It's one of the little things that... One second. Sorry about that. So basically, yeah, they have great faction specific units. They have better skirmishers than the eastern part. They their cavalry, however, do suffer. And that's pretty much it. That's the biggest difference between the western and eastern Roman empires. The eastern part has better cavalry, the western part has better swords. Their spears are very balanced. I mean, Cornuti Seniores 109 health, 58 armor, fairly tanky. But Eastern Auxiliary Palatina, I rarely use these guys. I ended up using them in the late game, like when I was about to win my campaign, so they barely got that much use. Lanciari Senores are definitely better. Now, the western part does have access to Western Auxilia Palatina, which do perform worse than the eastern one, but these guys were fairly useful because they have the same armor but less health and slightly less melee stats, but that wasn't a big deal in my opinion. They were very good. Fortunately, they didn't have precursors, which Cornelius Senores did. So yeah. I rarely use these skirmishers. Like, I'll probably use Exquilatores every now and then. Most of my missiles are usually Sagittari because they perform well behind the lines of the Romans. Again, like the eastern part, because they are trying to like imitate the eastern world, they'll have better skirmishers, and they do better missile infantry. They have armored Sagittari. They don't have better crossbows though. They have a skirmisher cav unit, which I don't think the West has. Although Imperial Dromedari are on my unit spotlight, I do have to make a guide. Like, they're on the Roman expedition one. So we'll just jump into the Roman expedition now. The Roman expedition mimics the Eastern Roman Empire more. Bucellari Guard cavalry aren't the best in prolonged fights, but they have a charge bonus of 72, which is really good. Scudetoi spears, they're alright. They're no Auxilia Palatina, but they do have 107 health, 53 armor, not that bad. They also have 40 melee defense. Foederati were supposed to be on my unit spotlight for the Roman expedition, but fell short because I found other units that got the job done a bit better. Like, these guys are offensive, but they're not really cost effective. They imitate the Germanic warband, except they don't have axes. Scudetoi axemen are better than Germanic warbands, but they don't have fear. They do, however, have precursors and 8 more melee defense and 40 armor. The 40 armor is kind of a turnoff for me, but I do find these guys useful still. They also have armored Sagittari, elite ballistari. Their fundatories are cheaper, but their explorators and proventories cost more than the Roman empires. Proventories, I think, are going to be on my unit spotlight. They might not be, depending on what other units I put there. The Roman expedition also has access to Tagmata, but they don't have access to Exquilatores Cavalry Guard. I think I pronounced that wrong. Exquilatores Cavalry Guard. Also, I did update my unit spotlight for the Sassanids. I forgot to add in Sogdian Camel Raiders because they're camels, but they have rapid advance, something that actually becomes very useful. Like, I was gonna put the Camel Raiders in, but then I just came to the conclusion that it would be better to put in the best one, and it was these guys. Camel Clibinari were very close, but they don't have rapid advance and 21 melee defense. I thought these guys are better. I forgot to put them in before because I forgot that they had rapid advance. Rapid advance on camels is very dangerous. Camels already have good mass damage, but the fact that they have rapid advance, like Sogdian Camel Raiders are kind of like super heavy cavalry, so they're like shot cav on the charge, but then they also have rapid advance, which makes them that much more deadlier against the Romans. Still, the Sassanids infantry isn't that good. Like, Sogdian warriors did make it to the unit spotlight, and they are very good for what you get out of the unit. Immortals and Elite Immortals, not that great in melee, but they do have the armor, which is very useful. So yeah, sorry for the short stream, guys. I wanted to make it a bit longer, but I have so much stuff to do today, so I wasn't able to like come up with a better title. I was, however, able to finish the Western Roman Empire campaign, so tomorrow I will probably be continuing my Axum campaign. Thanks guys so much for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Bye guys.